Hey everyone, it's Rhoda, and in this video, I am going to be talking about Kundalini, and specifically, I'm going to be going into the question, is Kundalini dangerous? I chose this topic because this is something that I see out there a lot. I see people writing about it, talking about it, claiming that it is something that is really dangerous. And I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding around this energy, around what it is and how it's experienced. And so I thought it would be really good to create this video. First off, just very simply, just to get this out of the way, I'm just going to answer that question. Is Kundalini dangerous? And my answer flat out is no. Now, real quick, I'm just going to explain for anyone who's not quite sure, who doesn't really know, maybe who's just learning or finding out about Kundalini now. Kundalini energy is known as an energy at the base of the spine. And once that energy is awakened at the base of the spine, it travels up the spine and out the top of the head, piercing through all of our chakras, our major energy centers along the way. And as it goes up into the crown of the head, it's basically supposed to put us in a very deep and powerful state. Some say it's enlightenment, and it really, others might just talk about it as just beautiful feeling of bliss and this ecstatic kind of feeling. There's nothing else like it. Really, there's nothing else like it. And I will say off the top that once you experience it, there's no question about whether or not you experienced it. You're not going to be like, wait a minute, was that just Kundalini? No, you will know when you experience it. It is a very strong and forceful energy. A lot of people point to like the kinds of things that happen when you do have like that Kundalini, that Kundalini awakening experience, when that energy does travel through. There are certain things that people experience after that. And for some people, they may come as disquieting, uncomfortable, scary, like not tethered in reality. And so there's also there's this idea that that kind of thing is dangerous or evil, right? I've heard that a lot, saying like that is an evil kind of energy and you don't want to mess with that. That is not of God and blah blah blah. Well, that couldn't be any further from the truth, because that energy is God. Do you know what I'm saying? That energy is a cosmic, loving, powerful energy that comes from source. Kundalini energy is tapped directly into source energy. That is what that is, that fullest expression of power. And that also goes back to all of us created from source energy, from God. All of that has been created out of love, and this energy is hidden inside all of us like a gem, just waiting for us to uncover it and unleash all of that love, all of that vibrancy, all of that power that we can, that divine, that sense of the sacred. And we go through our lives, the vast majority of us go through our lives with this power locked down, with this power hidden, not knowing that this is possible, not knowing that we have this potential within us to feel that sense of wisdom, purpose, vibrancy, vibration, love, like divine love within us. We don't know that. And I feel like that's a shame. It's a shame in life. And when I awakened my own Kundalini, I was just like, you know what? This is what I want to do with my life. I want to share this because it's like too good not to know. It's too good to keep to yourself, right? So I never go out there and say that this is a dangerous energy. I will, of course, say that you got to prepare, right? You got to prepare when you want to work with this energy. You got to approach it in that mindset, because those things that might happen to you when you do awaken that Kundalini energy. And I didn't really actually go into that, but people experience things like temperature changes, hot, cold. You might hear words. You might have visions. You might experience things. Your body just feels like, oh my gosh, I mean, just out of this world. Again, it's hard to put into words, But there are a whole host of things you can feel with the tingling sensations, just lots of things you can feel. And I might, if you guys are interested in going into that more about certain effects and why they happen, I could go into that in another video. Like that, I think in and of itself is a whole other big topic. But you know, you will experience those kinds of effects. And I feel like the way that you experience it will vary depending upon your own traumas that you may be holding on to, your own emotions, your own past situations in life. It also goes back to your diet too, just how pure your diet is, certain things like that. So if that Kundalini energy, if you're working with it and it wakes up in your body, in your spine, and it travels up, and it's basically what it's doing is it's ripping through, you know, all of these things in the body, in your system that you have been holding on to that maybe you haven't dealt with yet. So if there is a lot of that stuff, then you got to prepare, you know, and I feel like you know best. Each one of us knows best what we need, right? Each one of us knows what kinds of things, patterns, hurts, and things that we're holding on to. So we have to listen to our bodies. We have to go about it, approach it slowly, approach it with love, approach it with acceptance. But there is no reason to approach it with fear, right? And of course, before all that, like, you have to be all in, you know, like, you have to want this journey. You have to want this journey. For me, it happened kind of differently. It wasn't something that I truly prepared for. It was just something that I was working on my spiritual practice and meditating and doing all of that stuff. And it just sort of happened. And so, and it was a pretty like amazing experience. And I just, yeah, once that happened, I felt like, oh my gosh, like everything has changed. The way that I felt things, the way that I interacted with life changed so deeply. So it'll happen differently for everyone. I do feel like if it's something that you want and it's a journey that you want to take, there's no reason why you shouldn't. There's no reason why you shouldn't take that journey. It is one of the most beautiful journeys that I feel everyone has a right to, because we all have this within, and we all have a right to feel this, like this amount of joy, this amount of bliss, of pleasure, of wisdom, of radiance. We all have a right to that. So if you want it, it's there for the taking. And like I said, again, it's not a dangerous energy. It's not something to fear. It's something that if you want it, prepare for it, you know, like prepare for it, be ready for it, and then go about it with an open heart, with an open mind, with love, with acceptance. Go about it with no expectations. That's a big piece of this. Just not to be in that clenched state of like what it's supposed to look like, what it needs to look like. Just go about it with openness. Enjoy the journey of it. If you have any other questions, if you want to know anything else about this energy, please feel free to leave me a comment below, or comment with your own experience if you've experienced it yourself. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay.